What is up, Marvel Legends fanatics? It is Ashrock back with another review. This is going to be on the Marvel Legends Infinite Series, Hawkeye, part of the Odin Build-A-Figure wave, or King Thor wave, whichever one you're trying to build. Or if you're a collecting whore, like I am, you're trying to build both of them, right? I mean, fuck, for fuck's sake, you know? That's what we do. We collect them all like some assholes. But anyways, here it is. Let's look at the packaging super quick. I'm not going to go over all the details, blah, blah, blah. Who cares? They're all the same shit. One of the best waves, I said the best comic book Hasbro wave of figures ever released, in my opinion. He does come with number 4, which is the torso of Odin. So this whole piece right here, basically, everything except for the arms, legs, and the head, and the staff. So, yeah, he pretty much comes with almost an entire figure. But nonetheless, this is a great and welcome addition to the collection, man. Again, very comic book feel. If you guys read the Hawkeye series, which I've been reading, I read it. A great fucking series, by the way. It came out about 2 years ago, almost, I want to say. And it's been a great series. I highly recommend it. Great artwork. One of the best books I've read in a long time. It's up there with Saga and a couple other, you know, I could talk about comic books for days, but great book and a great figure associated with it. Now, I'll be comparing this to the Toy Biz Marvel Legends, the Marvel Legends Toy Biz version at the end of the review. Kind of show you side by side. They are different, definitely different schemes and whatnot. But we're still off with the paint applications. I don't know why I always say that like a fucking French guy. I'm not French, guys. I promise you guys. I mean, look, I am kind of hairy though. I mean, but whatever. You guys like that? You know, people always ask me what that is. That's my Cubs Believe bracelet. I'm a Chicago Cubs fan, unfortunately. I say unfortunately because they haven't won in 107 fucking years. Okay. Anyways, back to where was I? Oh yeah, I was reviewing an action figure. I forgot. So Hawkeye, here he is. Main theme is obviously purple throughout. This figure is this is a great looking figure, man. I'm very excited to be reviewing this. You know, he's got this like midnight blue, almost purple, more purple. I mean, I can't even tell what color this is. I really can't. It's like it looks like a blue. It's like a real dark blue. Blends very well with the purple though. And then the purple, for the most part, you know, he's got the glossy finish here. He's got a different kind of finish here. I mean, you can tell the little ridges on there and stuff. I mean, just so much detail on it. The sheath that holds his bows, that I call a sheath. I don't know what that's called, but this does come off. This is more of a plain purple. Okay, not a big deal. Okay, but very nice nonetheless. Boots. I mean, so you guys can tell, I mean, he's a pretty simplistic character in terms of his colors. He's really just 2 colors, similar to Sentry. But again, similar to Sentry, I think it really pops. I mean, the figure stands out. The brighter purple on top of this blue just makes the figure pop out a lot. Let's zoom in on that head sculpt super quick. So you can see the head sculpt, very simplistic, nothing over the top, but that's okay. You know, sometimes when it comes to a character like this, that concentration look, he's got that very simplistic, almost like glaring stare in his eyes. I like it. The H, I thought, came out really nice as well. You know, it's kind of difficult to see just because of how dark the blue is and the purple that they used on top of the head, but not a big gripe, and no major paint blotches on mine. I'm digging this big time. I like this head sculpt a lot. Very nicely painted figure, in my opinion. I give this, for paint applications, I give this bad boy a 9 out of 10. I'm really digging it, man. I just love the color schemes. And again, what's really cool about these two, man, I'm trying to review them as objectively as possible, but it's really cool to see a fucking comic book related, you know, look to some of our characters, man. I love it. This is great, you know. So for articulation, he's got a ball joint hinge on the head. Does look up very well and down very well. So not really hindered, similar to, you know, the Sentry obviously had the hair and stuff, so it gets a little hindered with characters like that. But this guy, it's very nice. Ball joint hinge up here, upper bicep, double jointed elbows. He's got a wrist swivel, and it's on a hinge too, so you can do that. And he's got this little it looks like a trigger finger. Okay, it can be used as a trigger finger, but it's obviously going to be used more for his bows, which is really neat. Upper diaphragm here, but it is hindered. This is definitely hindered. because of this piece here, okay? This piece does look like it's removable, so it does get, you know, you can like unplug it and whatnot. But again, it's very, very difficult to move this thing because of the piece, and the waist swivel is there too. But again, very difficult because of this entire little garment of his. Upper leg, it's got a hinge. It's got an upper thigh, double jointed knees. It's got rotates at the calf and then up and down with the foot, and you know, the ankle rocker. So you know, a couple things that hinder this figure. Obviously, I can't talk today, but a couple things that do hinder this figure is obviously that little waist articulation, the ab crunch, because of the garment. So I will be giving him an 8 out of 10 for that. Not a big deal. Final score on this bad boy, still a 9 out of 10, I think. Another classic figure by Hasbro. Now let's do a comparison to the Toy Biz version. Okay, let me go grab that real quick. So here he is next to the Marvel Legends Toy Biz version. You can tell it's a little bit different. Obviously, this is the more classic look to Hawkeye, and this is the way more modern look. Personally, I like the modern look of Hawkeye a little bit more. Now, in terms of figures, I like the Hasbro version more. I really do. Hasbro, and I think Todd Ortiz kind of mentioned it in my last review, the Century review, but slowly but surely Hasbro is redeeming themselves in terms of the figures that they're pumping out and some of the recreated figures that Toy Biz might have had back in the day. Now, Toy Biz obviously do give you like the finger articulation. They give you other kind of fine details. Like this guy in particular, all his bows, most of his bows here are removable. I'm sorry, his arrows are removable. And they have different themes, like, you know, there's the one with the Ant-Man, there's the exploding one, there's the bomb one, there's the, you know, they all have these. Well, that's pretty cool. It's kind of gimmicky at times, but that's cool. That's part of Hawkeye, right? But in terms of the look, I don't know. This guy just looks better. He's a little bit taller too, as you can see. Another difference is the staff. So obviously this guy has the more classic staff with a string, so that is kind of a little bit more neat. I wish they would have maybe done that with the modern one, but, and you know, the brown boots and just the classic look right here. But if you're trying to get a Hawkeye, getting this guy on the left here, the Toy Biz version, is definitely going to be a lot more difficult. He's harder to get. He's more expensive. I mean, it could run you between, you know, $30 to $60, $70, depending on where you go. You know, and you know, they're becoming more and more scarce, I guess. So I mean, if you're a collector type that's just trying to get that rare shit, I get it. But if you're trying to get something that's good quality and you can, you know, for a decent price, you can't go wrong with this guy here, man. This is a great looking figure. So yeah, for your money, you know, again, it's up to you. I like the Hasbro version a lot. I really do. I think they did a great job. Kudos to you. Again, the final score, 9 out of 10. Go get yours. Thank you guys so much for watching, as always. Remember to laugh every day. I'll talk to you guys next time. Deuces. Hey man, you know Toy Biz and Hasbro are pretty much the same. Yeah, except, you know, one of us is still in business, asshole.